All right, y'all. So, you know what? I'm going to keep it blood raw with you. I had a rough day at work. Okay. It's one of them days where I had to go grab me a cold one, and I usually don't drink during the week. But in this case, I had to grab me a couple of Bud Light Platinums. I'm not drunk yet. That was just a tongue twister. I got me a couple of Bud Light Platinums because I needed it after the day I had today. Today was one of them days at work where at the end of the day, you just want to write a rough draft of your suicide letter. But that's not why I'm here today. I'm here today to review the Bobby Brown story. This movie came out last week. I'm just seeing it. I just saw it last night, but I said I'm gonna review it today for y'all. So the Bobby Brown story, which aired on BET last Tuesday, it was a 2-day event, Tuesday and Wednesday. So right off the bat, this movie I did enjoy. I did not enjoy it as much as the New Edition story. Now, maybe it's unfair to compare the two because the New Edition story dealt with like the whole group, whereas the Bobby Brown story is just about Bobby. I get that. But to me, it's just that the New Edition story was more entertaining. There was a lot more musical pieces, and it just, I don't know, I was more entertained by the New Edition story. Like, I just enjoyed it better. And even if it wasn't a BET movie, if it was released theatrically, I would have still loved it. The Bobby Brown story was perfect for TV because it felt like a made for TV movie. It was a made for TV movie, and I appreciated it for what it was. Had it been released theatrically, I would have probably dissed it almost as bad as the Tupac story, almost as bad. But I still didn't. I still think the Tupac All Eyes on Me was probably one of the worst biopics ever made. I got a lot of flack for that, but right now I got a couple of beers in me, so I don't give a what y'all say. All right, so with that being said, like I said, I did enjoy the movie. Okay, pros and cons about the Bobby Brown story. The pros, your boy that played Bobby, I can't remember his name. His name is Woody something, but he did a great job. He did a phenomenal job. Like, he did good in the New Edition story, but in this Bobby Brown movie, there was like a lot of layers to his performance. And when the drama was supposed to kick in, when he was supposed to be dramatic and emotional, he did his thing and it was believable. When he was supposed to be the playboy Bobby, it was believable. When he was supposed to be the asshole Bobby, it was believable. When he was a superstar diva Bobby, it was believable. So every aspect of Bobby that he played, to me, it was believable. His performance was on point. The chick that played Whitney Houston, I know her from Luke Cage and that BET show, The Game. She did really good as Whitney Houston. I don't know much about Whitney as far as her personal life. Like, some people said that they villainized Whitney in this movie. They made her look like just a junkie and she was always high all the time and acting stupid. I wasn't there. I don't know. This is Bobby Brown's story. So Bobby's adaptation of it that was Whitney. So the way the actress portrayed her, I thought she did a thing. There was a few times where I did hear Whitney come out of her because, I did hear Whitney talk on some interviews and stuff, and I'm like, wow, I said she did channel her spirit and her essence, if that's a word. So yeah, she did her thing. Mekhi Phifer was good as the big brother. TK Carter, who played Bobby's dad, I thought he did really good. The one that played his mom, I'm not really a fan of hers. Like, she yeah, I know I'm clearing my throat a lot, so don't get annoyed by that. But yeah, she was always angry, like, and aggressive all the time, like kind of like how she was in the New Edition story, where every time you saw her, she was like always talking like this and snarling and, y'all better look after my boy, and you and your brother, you were supposed to be there for him. I'm like, lady, why are you always mad? But if that's how Bobby's mom really was, then God bless her. She has passed on. I ain't trying to diss, but I'm like, her portrayal in the movie was like she was just always angry, like she was that angry black woman. You know what I mean? But yeah, Mekhi Phifer was good. Bobby was good. Whitney was good. Who else, man? As far as performances go, yeah, as far as performances, oh yeah, TK Carter. Yeah, so all the performances was pretty good. Okay, those are the pros. All right. The performances was like I said, was pretty good. I did like the soundtrack. Now the cons. The cons was that sometimes the movie was choppy in some places. Like, it would jump from one thing to the other thing to the other thing to the other thing without giving us a moment to realize what's happening. kind of get invested in what's happening, because by the time you get invested into what's going on, it jumps to the next thing. But I get it. It's a long life to cover. You know, you have to cover all the drama, all the stuff that happened. You know, I get that. You know, because I always heard movies are like life with all the dull parts written out. So I totally get that. But to me, I just didn't have enough time to gravitate towards a situation without it jumping to the next one. That's like, okay, now this is going on. So the whole thing with Janet Jackson like was really brief. It's like, okay, boom, here's Janet Jackson. I'm boning Janet Jackson. Me and Janet Jackson are in bed. By the way, this is spoilers. Me and Janet Jackson are in bed. I wish. And now Janet Jackson is gone. And I'm like, well, damn. We really didn't get a chance to know. I guess maybe it was that brief. I don't know. But that was one of my complaints about it, was everything just jumped way too fast. And for a movie that was separated into two parts, each part being an hour and 43 minutes, I thought it just went way too fast. And then by the end, it's like the last 40 minutes of the movie, it seemed like they had to hurry up and rush and tell everything. They had to condense everything within 40 minutes. Okay, we told all this story here. Now we have to take this story, condense into this, because we only have this much time. We don't have enough time to do a third part. Because the last 40 minutes, it was like tragedy after tragedy after tragedy, where I was almost depressed by the end. Before the movie went off, there was like a light moment. There was like a moment where it was joyful. It was like redemption almost, but it's like you had a stretch where it was like tragedy after tragedy, and it got to the point where you're like, damn, I'm waiting for the next bad thing to happen. And once that happens, okay, what's gonna happen? Oh, yep, okay, that happened now. Okay, I wonder if anything else is gonna happen. Oh, yep, this happened. Damn, Bobby. But, you know, big ups to Bobby Brown, though, man. You know, I'm a big fan of Bobby. I grew up, you know, in the 80s and the 90s, and I'm telling you, from 87 to like 1991, Bobby was the guy. Like, you know, to be honest with you, I might get some flack for this, but nobody was checking for Michael Jackson anymore. Michael Jackson was almost like an afterthought, but he is the man. Michael Jackson will always be the man. But in that period, from the late 80s, early 90s, Bobby Brown was the guy. Bobby was the king of R&B. Well, he was R&B's bad boy. I mean, personally, my favorite R&B singer is Keith Sweat. Like, I've got busy a lot of times listening to Keith Sweat, and you know, the person I was getting busy with, they love Keith Sweat as well, so that made for a good night. But Bobby Brown was the guy. He's the king of R&B. You know, that album, that Don't Be Cruel album, if you have not listened to that album, check it out. If you heard the album, you know what I mean. Don't Be Cruel is probably one of the most flawless albums in like R&B history. Like every track after track, Rock With You, My Prerogative, Don't Be Cruel, Tenderoni. It goes on, and it was produced by Teddy Riley and L.A. Reid and Babyface. So that album was classic. So Bobby was the man. You know, it was like Michael, who, like all the girls wanted to be with Bobby. A lot of, you know, most of the dudes wanted to be Bobby. Like, dude, I even wanted that Gumby hairstyle, which I could never get it because moms didn't play that shit. So I had to stay with the high top fade or the flat top. But I wanted that Gumby hairstyle because I wanted to look like Bobby Brown. But, you know, moms wasn't having that. So wrapping it up, man, I'm a big Bobby Brown fan, so I do appreciate this film. Yeah, it has a lot of flaws. Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with it. It is a made-for-TV movie, and I'm pretty sure BET is going to show it over and over again. But there is enjoyment. It's depressing a lot of times. By the time the movie's over with, it does have a feel-good moment at the end, but that last half of the movie was very depressing and gloomy. And it just didn't have that feel-good quality like the New Edition story. So yeah, if I compare the New Edition story to the Bobby Brown story, I did enjoy New Edition better. But I do feel like the Bobby Brown story is a good addition to that series, that universe, whatever they're trying to do. So I do recommend watching it. So giving it a grade, this is my first time reviewing a movie in a long time. Damn. Since my movie pass has been going, I haven't been reviewing movies really. I've just been reviewing Power and going on my rants about, you know, whatever. So it feels good to be reviewing a film again. I should have some film reviews coming up, hopefully soon, because I'm gonna try to give cinema a chance, the cinema subscription. So hopefully I should have some more movie reviews coming. But grading it, I'm gonna give the Bobby Brown story a B-. I think that's a fair grade. I hope I don't get much hate for that. If I do, F it, you know, it's my grade. Feel free to give your own grade below. Comment freely below, like always. So that's my grade for the Bobby Brown story, B-, y'all. So what did y'all think? Thank you guys for watching. As always, this is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.